Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aaron, and this is Aaron's Aquatics. So we are back for week 3 of the twin shrimp tank cycling. And guess what? We're cycled. You know, overall, the process has been pretty smooth, pretty clean. I want to go over a few things before we go upstairs. The first thing you might want to notice is that the coconuts are gone on both tanks. And the reason being is that I've got them upside in my 55, getting ready for a little project that I'll be showing to you guys later. Another thing is my Rotala Walichi is doing fantastic. I've done some pruning and they're looking beautiful right now. I really enjoy them. They're closed up because the lights are off. I'm doing this around, I think, 8 or 9 o'clock. But yeah, no, these guys are doing great. Now, one thing I did notice is if you take a look at this tank, clear, beautiful, crystal, tannins everywhere. Now, this is fine because originally I had all the wood in this tank. The Chihuahua wood was all inside this tank, and that's probably why this has a little bit more of the tannins. And a few things quick to note. First being, I have seen, and I don't know what they're called, and there's one literally right here. Gotta get some focus. Okay, we got some focus. That little white line in between my index and my middle finger is one of those little worm things, and they come out of your substrate during cycling. You know, what I'm kind of curious about, okay, that's out of focus, don't care anymore. What I'm kind of curious about is these little things, like you can see one on the side right over there, little white one on the left that's kind of moving, is that my fish would eat them, right? Right as I introduced the fish. But since I'm not gonna have fish in here, what are we gonna do? What's gonna happen? I really don't know. I don't even remember what those things are called. I only looked them up once back in the day when I first started my 55, and that's really it. So what I wanna do right now is show you what I got going on upstairs, and then I have a question for you guys. I really need your help, so let's go. We are back upstairs, and what you can see here is I've set up my RODI unit. It's a Barracuda Aqua. I believe this one's rated at 100 gallons per day. I've got it going right here. I set this up last weekend with an auto shut-off valve. So it's doing great. The setup was real simple. As you can see, it's almost near the top. Now this is my technically it's a 5 gallons, but at this point it's a little bit above it. So what I'm gonna be doing is I wanna cycle my tanks, okay? I wanna cycle my tanks that are downstairs, but I have a problem, okay? I don't have a larger drum than this 55 gallon that you can see right there. So my issue is I'm only gonna be able to do 5 or 10 gallons at most because I do have more than one of these little 5 gallon buckets. So my current goal is to take 2 5-gallon buckets, 4 10 gallons total, and then siphon out 10 gallons from just one of these tanks and then put that new 10 gallons right back into the tank. Now, I'm a little bit hesitant. You know, I don't have a larger container like I said before. I do have the, let's see if I can get some focus in on this, the Salty Bee GH Plus to raise the GH, the KH, the pH, TDS, all that stuff from a 0 point with the RODI water. Do I remineralize the water up to where I want it to be fully, or do I divide that by however many buckets I put in there? Now, I know this is kind of complicated, sort of, not really, probably, but let me explain. So each of these is 20 gallons. I need to technically have 4 full buckets to fully fill out these tanks of 5 gallons. Do I remineralize each 5-gallon bucket up to where I want it to be? So say, for example, I want to keep a shrimp that requires 150 TDS, for example. Do I do 150 TDS per 5-gallon bucket, or do I take all 4 5-gallon buckets and divide that out? So it would be like 150 divided by 4. That's the TDS that I'd be aiming for per bucket, is what I'm asking. That being said, later on this week, I will be talking about the shrimp that I want to be keeping in both of these tanks. I will be looking at 2 shrimp to begin with. I will not spoil anything for now, but we'll talk about that later. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep this short, I wanted to keep this quick. I do have 2 videos planned. One is to talk about the shrimp that I'm planning on keeping inside these 2 tanks. The second one is a little project that I have going on up in my 55-gallon tank. Where the coconuts are. So we'll get to that one. I don't know exactly when. I'll definitely be posting more videos between then and now, but I am pretty excited about it, so I hope we can talk about it soon. Anyways guys, my name is Aaron. See you next time.